Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Loops workshop presented to you today by Daniela, Julieta, and John. Quick introductions. My name is Daniela Hernandez. I am a junior at Carnegie Mellon University studying computer science. And within CS Academy, I am the head TA for the Spanish team. I'm an outreach team member and a CS3 team member.
Hello guys, my name is John. I'm a sophomore here at Carnegie Mellon studying business administration and statistics and machine learning. I'm currently an outreach team member at CS Academy and have been one since the summer of 2022.
Hi guys, my name is Julieta. I'm currently a sophomore at Carnegie studying electrical and computer engineering, and I work as a team member of the outreach team and the Spanish team.
Quick introduction about loops. Today, we're going to be covering two types of loops, for loops and while loops. With for loops, we can loop over ranges as well as lists and groups. And with while loops, although they look similar, we loop through an if statement. Only instead of running the loop once, we're going to run the loop until a certain condition is met or it hits false. And this can be represented with this graphics right here. So for the for loop, we check, is it the last item? Have we reached the end of our iterations? If that's not true, we go to the top. Otherwise, we terminate. And for while loop, what we check is our condition still met? Yes, we go over to the top again. And if this is false, we terminate. Now, when do we know which loop we want to use? So like previously mentioned, use a for loop when you know the number of times you want to execute the loop, when you have the number of iterations. And this is usually going to be when you iterate over lists and groups. Now, for while loops, you use them when you don't know the exact number of iterations and want to iterate until a condition is no longer met.
Tip number 2, set up for loop. So as Daniela mentioned, if we know the amount of times that we want to iterate, we can use a for loop. To set it up, we need two parameters that will determine the amount of times it will run. The first number will determine where we'll start, and the second one where we will finish, and it is non-inclusive. We can also omit the first parameter, and it will automatically start at 0 and finish at the given number. And finally, if we add a third parameter, this will become a step, and it will indicate how much we increment the current number by to get to the next one.
So moving on to tip number 3, how to set up and terminate a while loop. So the format of a while loop is a little different from the for loop. So in this case, all we need is the while keyword and a condition within the parentheses. And looking at this condition, the condition variable is always modified so that the termination while loop is possible. So let's look at the example down below. So on the first line, we have x equals to 10. And then on line 3, we have the while loop. So the condition of the while loop says that x is less than 15. So we want to iterate through the while loop if x is still less than 15. So let's just keep iterating until x gets to 14. So 14 is still less than 15. So we want to print x, and then we want to increment x by 1 according to line 5. However, now x becomes 15, and 15 is no longer less than 15. So we want to exit the while loop. And the fun fact about while loop is that any for loops can be rewritten as a while loop. Tip number 4, how to write a nested for loop. So a nested for loop is basically just a for loop within a for loop, and it's most commonly used with rows and columns. So looking at the example right here, we have line 1, line 2, we have two for loops, one for loop within another. So the first for loop specifies how many columns of circles we want to draw, and then the second for loop specifies how many rows of for loops we want to draw. So in this case, we want to draw 3 columns because there are 3 numbers between 100 and 301. Notice that 301 is exclusive. And then for the number of rows we want to draw, there are 2 rows because there are 2 numbers between 100 and 201 with increments of 100.
So for tips review, we're going to review all of the ones that were already mentioned. So tip number 1 was know which loop to use. Use for loops with list, and when you know the number of iterations, and use while loop otherwise. For tip number 2, we know how to set up a for loop. The range is keyword, and we have to start with index 0. Tip number 3, how to set up a while loop. We have to specify the condition. The variable in the condition needs to be modified for termination of the while loop. And finally, we have tip number 4, nested for loops. And we know that a for loop within a for loop has to be used with rows and columns. Thank you everyone for watching.
Happy CS Ed week, guys.
Happy CS Ed week.